And welcome back here to Live Now from Fox. I'm Andrew Kraft in our continuing coverage of the mass shooting just yesterday at Annunciation Church and School that left 2 young children dead and 18 others injured. The FBI says it's investigating the attack at the Catholic Church as an act of domestic terrorism. 2 children died. Like I said, police say the number of injured students has now climbed to 15. Fox News multimedia reporter Kennedy Hayes. She's live outside the very church in Minneapolis with the latest on the investigation. She joins me. Kennedy, what more do we know at this hour?
Yeah, well, the FBI is investigating this as a hate crime. Police are still looking into a motive, but we learned that the suspect was obsessed with mass shootings and he wanted to gain fame from this attack. Now, I'm going to step aside so you can see where I am now. This is the scene of where this tragedy occurred. And today, of course, the community coming together, leaving flowers as this memorial grows, and there is a long road of grieving and healing ahead. This is where police say a shooter opened fire through the windows of this Catholic church, killing 2 children ages 8 and 10. We now know the medical examiner identified those children as 8-year-old Fletcher Merkel and 10-year-old Harper Moyski. This afternoon, officials shared some more disturbing details about the attack and the shooter's mindset.
The shooter wanted to kill children, defenseless children. The shooter was obsessed with the idea of killing children. The shooter saw the attack as a way to target our most vulnerable among us while they were at their most vulnerable at school and at church.
Last night, more than 1,000 people came out to honor the victims. The injured students range in age from 6 to 15. Health officials say another child was hospitalized today, but is expected to be okay. 3 adult worshipers were also injured in the attack. One student said a classmate took a bullet to shield his friend, and investigators say the suspect was a former student at the school and his mom once worked there. Police say the shooter used a rifle, shotgun, and pistol, firing dozens of rounds from outside the church before committing suicide. Overnight, FBI agents executed search warrants on the suspect's home and vehicle, recovering more weapons. The FBI says they found multiple anti-religious references on those guns, and they also removed a manifesto the suspect posted on YouTube. Now, police also say they confirm that the suspect tried to barricade people inside this church during the attack. They say if those church doors weren't locked, this could have been a lot worse. And Minnesota's Governor Tim Walz has said he's going to increase police presence throughout the state for at least a few months. Some good news, though, only 2 children remain in the hospital. Andrew?
You know, Kennedy, I have to ask, because this shooter went to the school, his mom worked at the school. Have you spoken to anyone who knows them or is familiar with the family?
I have not, and I can tell you it's difficult being out here. You know, you hear people sobbing as they drop off flowers to remember the victims, even just trying to get interviews. You know, understandably, it's very tough for people to talk about this. But I can say, you know, out of this tragedy, a lot of positive sentiment of the community coming together, wanting to do what they can to donate and remember those 2 lives lost.
All right, Kennedy Hayes there live for us in Minneapolis. Kennedy, thanks so much. Talk soon. Okay, in the meantime here, yes, that's the headline that we have for you now, the development in this story, and it does come usually the day after in these type of stories, mass casualty incidents, mass shootings, who the victims were. These victims, you know, an 8-year-old and a 10-year-old, we now know who they are. I want to put this up. This post there from Seth Kaplan at Fox 9 in Minneapolis with a photo saying, this is Harper Moyski. She was killed while sitting in Mass at Annunciation Church, waiting for the school day to begin. Her family says she was a bright, joyful, and deeply loved 10-year-old whose laughter, kindness, and spirit touched everyone who knew her. And he says, remember, Harper, you see her there, 10 years old. We also have another post on X as well with the other victim in this from Fox's Brooke Taylor. She says the father of one of the victims, 8-year-old Fletcher Merkel, just spoke and said, quote, yesterday a coward decided to take our 8-year-old our 8-year-old son Fletcher away from us because of their actions, saying we will never be allowed to hold him, talk to him, play with him, and watch him grow into the wonderful young man he was on the path to becoming, saying, please remember Fletcher for the person he was and not the act that ended his life, saying, give your kids an extra hug and kiss today, with a photo there of Fletcher Merkel. So Fletcher Merkel right there, 8 years old, and you see him. Also, 10-year-old Harper Moyski. It was just the third day of school.